What's up, guys?
I'm glad to be here.
Apparently is a very common way.
Keyword is Usher. Sponsors segment.
70 guys.
Moving through Notre Dame.
Okay. Hey everyone, so now this is going to be the James part of the series of where we're going to meet some very intellectual, very smart, and very kind individuals here at the University of Notre Dame. And specifically, we are at Alumni Hall, the greatest hall on campus. And here we have James Walsh, our dorm president. And I'm not going to keep introducing him, so I'm just going to let him take the work from here and have a little introduction.
What's up, guys? I'm James Walsh. As you heard from Edmond, I'm one of the presidents this year with Guy Majorano. Yeah, so I've been in Alumni Hall for 2.5 years. I'm a junior. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, studying neuroscience. Some of my passions are music. I try to listen to a bunch of different genres of music, and I'm in the jazz band here. I love playing jazz music, and I love medicine. I
know you love jazz, you love music, and I'm wondering if you could talk about your journey as a kid, about how you become a musician.
Yeah, I wish I had a really cool story, but I'll give you a quick rundown of why I play trumpet, why music even became in the picture for me. My dad played the trumpet for his whole life, and so he always has had a little trumpet in his room, and I think deep down he wanted one of his kids to play, but I don't think he was ever gonna do something about it.
Yeah.
And so both of my older brothers, who were way older than me, they both started playing the piano when they were little. And so it was kind of like a rite of passage in my family.
Yeah.
That you start off playing an instrument, and then over time, just kind of see where it goes. My older brother, he's not a music guy, didn't really take him anywhere. My middle brother plays 5 instruments, and he is self-taught with everything besides piano. So it worked out for him. And with me, I kind of, in 4th, 5th grade, sometime around then, my elementary school, they were pick an instrument that you want to play. And so I tried out all these instruments, and they're okay, we think you should play the clarinet. And
Okay.
I'm not playing the clarinet. You are not telling me to play no disrespect to any clarinetists out there. Y'all are awesome. But I knew okay, my dad plays the trumpet. I personally think playing the trumpet would be really cool.
Yeah.
And so I just told myself I'm going to get good at this. And over time, after practicing for a while, I grew to learn that I liked it.
Yeah.
And a mentality that I've always had since I was younger, I bet a lot of people can relate to this. There are kind of some stereotypical things that kids will do when they're younger and kind of grow out of.
Yeah.
A lot of people play the piano, a lot of people will play t-ball or soccer, and then they kind of quit it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else, Boy Scouts maybe. There's a lot of these things that people kind of do.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of forget about it because they're too old for it.
Yeah.
But I realized I had invested so much time and passion toward it.
Yeah.
And I obviously loved it so much too. I was
yeah.
You could call it a sunk cost fallacy, but I love music so much that it just kind of felt like a natural progression for me to keep playing.
Yeah.
So I guess that's on a practical level why I love music and why I have kept playing it. So I've played the piano since kindergarten, so it's been 16 years. And then the trumpet has been about 12. So I've played music for a while, and there have been bits and pieces where I haven't taken lessons or played in any organized bands, but it's always been my biggest passion and kind of the fuel for why I do a lot of what I do.
Yeah.
Because if you're living life on a mission to be successful and make a lot of money or pursue your goals, but you can't see the simple beauty in what you're doing through hobbies or more niche passions like music. I think that's the key to life, is finding a little glimpse of joy like that.
Oh, thank you, James. And what would you describe that passion or love? I understand it could be different depending on what you do, but if you could I would love to learn more about what do you see in music? Is it something that just particularly hits the soul or something? I
know there's a kind of cliche that music kind of transcends language.
Yeah.
And I do think that there's something kind of ingrained in our person that music just kind of clicks with people.
Yeah.
there's probably some studies out there where like people play music in front of animals and then the animals kind of like perk up and get happier.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I learned that in one of my neuroscience classes. But I think music is just like it transcends language, I guess. There's more to it, but I can't put it into words. It's just very beautiful. And also, the more you listen to music, the more you kind of can connect with it. So I think that's the beauty of being a musician, is that like you listen to a crazy jazz song as someone who doesn't like maybe listens to one or two genres and it doesn't really connect with you. It just sounds like people like smashing on a keyboard. Yeah. Which sometimes it is, but it's kind of like an acquired taste. Yeah.
And do you think you could describe that acquired taste? Maybe like explain jazz in your own words. Like Sebastian in La La Land, something like that. And what jazz means to you?
To me, jazz is like my safe place. Yeah. Like I try to always like listen to it or practice it. Yeah. Even when life gets like very busy. Yeah. Because it's kind of this consistency that I have in my life. Yeah. My spiritual journey here, and I've had like different friends. Like life is always like changing. Yeah. But it's kind of just been like a rock for me throughout all of that change. Yeah. And I love music. Yeah. Like I think that's why a lot of people, that's why you get those corny, not corny, like the La La Land, like do 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 do. Yeah, yeah. I think it can bond people in love because it's such a loving thing. Yeah. And now that we're talking about jazz, like then do you think you could describe jazz in your own words? I think jazz, maybe think of a puzzle where the pieces, there's like not a perfect way that you can put all the pieces together. Yeah. But there are different ways that you can kind of overlap them or maybe like stack them on top of each other in creative ways that you wouldn't normally think of to make like a very cool picture. It's kind of a way to speak yourself through music. Yeah. Especially because jazz is very improv based. Like a lot of it's just like on the spot. That's pretty good. And do you think now we can just like circle back and just talk about your journey with medicine? And please, yeah. Of course, you already talked about learning something about like the brain and stuff like that. All right. So my Notre Dame journey, I came from an all boys Catholic military college prep school. It was awesome. I loved it, but it was pretty crazy. And I could talk a lot more about that, but it kind of was a feeder school for Notre Dame. Yeah. And so Notre Dame fell on my radar because so many people were going there. Yeah. I kind of just jumped to a conclusion that so many good people are going there that it's probably a good place. Yeah. And so I have no family who's gone here in the past. I obviously have the Catholic connection, which is helpful. And the all-boys atmosphere in my high school is pretty similar to how the dorms are. So I didn't really realize that until I actually got here, especially the spirituality part. I've grown a lot in faith. And so Notre Dame fell on my radar because of that. Yeah. And come senior year, I was like, okay, of course I'm going to apply here. Like, this is where I want to go. Worked out for me. I got in. I just kind of came here. Like, this is my number one school. I know a lot of people came here because it was maybe their fourth or fifth option. Yeah. They applied to a bunch of IVs, whatever. I don't really care. Like, I just wanted to go here because it seemed fun and enriching. And every college boasts their community. Yeah. But Notre Dame's community is actually crazy. And it's very, like, fulfilling. And if you buy into it, it will, like, fill you up in a very awesome, beautiful way. So I'm at Notre Dame. I love it. And I chose the neuroscience major because I knew I wanted to become a doctor because it looked cool. That was literally it. I had no other reason because I just looked at the different science majors. So it was like bio, there's a pre-professional studies major, like environmental sciences, psychology, there's a few others. It just looked cool. And I stuck it out. And when I started taking the neuro classes, they were cool. And that was literally it. And a lot of college is about actually enjoying what you're doing. Yeah. Because I think it gives you the double benefit of you'll probably do better because you're going to care more about it. And you'll learn more because you care about it. So I just find it incredibly interesting that you can pinpoint. And for some things you can't pinpoint because it's still a growing field. But it gives reasons for everything that happens. Because humans are a soul and a brain in like they're the same. We are a soul and a body, but the brain is basically studying the body at its core, at its nervous system. It's just really cool. All right, so the core neuroscience classes, there's molecular neuroscience, which is kind of like an electricity course. It's like electricity of the brain.
Yeah.
And that one I did the worst in, but it was the coolest. And basically you just learn that everything that happens in your brain is because of like action potentials, which are kind of like, it's this all or nothing response where if any signal from outside your body, or like if you experience pain, or if you are motivated to do something, or if you learn something, there's like a chemical reaction that happens in your brain, and then these synapses fire. And the amount of them that fire, the place where they fire, the direction in which they fire controls everything that we do. So it's almost like you can boil down our life and our experience to like math, which is weird because if you don't study neuroscience, like you can go your whole life without knowing that. But I know it like pretty well. I would be better if someone asked me questions about it, because a lot of this stuff I learned like a year or 2 years ago. So that class was cool. There's also cog neuro, which is cool. And that's more of like a behavioral level and an experiential level. So explaining like how we think, how we experience, and how we're motivated. So it's kind of the study of executive function. And then the other one is intro neuro, which is the first one you take. And it's it covers everything. So you take that class, and that's usually when people decide, do I actually want to do this major or not? So when I took that, I realized I did. And it's been a happy ever ending. What's the word?
Happy,
true love.
Happy ever after.
Happy. It's been a happy ever after.
And you know, James, discussing your mission, your faith, and how you have come to making the decisions that you're making right now as like basically a pre-med student and neuroscience student. What was like your process of finding that mission, or looking for that mission, or what does that mission mean for you now?
What's really beautiful about life when you have faith, it's that everything matters so much that you can kind of stop caring about everything. It's weird. Because everything that we do is meant to glorify God. And at the same time, when those things don't work out, when we put in our full effort for something and it doesn't work out, your life is still unfolding according to God's plan. And so it's almost a relief knowing that every decision you make, God already knows because he exists outside of time. Like, he knows everything that you're ever going to do. And if you're glorifying him in whatever you're doing, it's a good thing. And I've discovered that I'm passionate about medicine, and that it's been working out for me to a degree. And so if it continues to work out, it's meant to be. And if down the road, if it doesn't work out, then there will be a plan for me somewhere. So I guess on a more like graspable level, there's a discernment process that comes with your academic decisions, deciding relationships, discerning like career. I have this weird ritual that I do since I've gotten here. So let's see. I decided my major off of this. I decided if I want to be a doctor off of this. There have probably been a couple other things that I'm forgetting. But I do this thing where all you need is just a beautiful day outside. You get the beautiful day. Go outside. Pop in headphones if you want. I usually just keep them out. And I walk around the lakes, like both lakes, so it's 2 miles. And that takes about an hour, 45 minutes, depending on how fast you walk. Every time I've done that, I just think of one thing. And I'm like, by the end of this walk, I'm going to have it figured out. And it's worked every time. Which is weird because you could say, it's a rush decision. This is a bad idea. But very, very intentionally, like praying over and chewing on the discernment process, especially like having that conversation with God about what should I actually be doing here? Like, what do you want me to do? Now, what do I want to do? It just makes the decisions easier. Because a lot of, like in college, there's so many decisions to make. Who should I be friends with? What should I study? What classes should I take? Like, everybody has these things. But when you, like, hone in on one thing, it just makes it so much easier. So that's a little piece of advice / thing I often think about with making these big decisions.
I honestly don't think that's rush decision. I feel like if somebody could take a time, like an hour, think on one thing for that amount of time, really have that tunnel focus, I feel like That sounds like some.
It gets serious, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a little more curious about the how you make that like that hour of just quiet, just like focus.
It's a bit of a hard process to kind of like boil down because a lot of it I think is divine providence to a degree.
Yeah.
Like you can't quite explain it. But I will say something that helps a lot.
Yeah.
My freshman year of college, something I took like way too many classes. I totally regret that. But when I was really busy freshman year, between classes, I would come back to my room and I would like meditate. Mm-hmm. Like whole thing, crisscross applesauce, sit up like this. I would like meditate in my room. And I would do that a lot.
Yeah.
And a big thing is using that meditation or prayer. Even if you're walking, you could do the same thing.
Yeah.
Getting in touch with everything that's going on around you. So like, what do you feel? Like when you're walking, you feel the ground beneath you. You probably feel a little breeze. You can feel yourself breathing, your heartbeat. You can hear things, like embracing all of your senses individually to ground yourself. And then once you have that, you're kind of more relaxed. And it like unfogs your mind. As soon as you're in that kind of like Zen state, you're ready. And then you're ready to like talk with God. And there's not those things distracting you.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you're thinking about like your breathing.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the nature around you because you're like fully experiencing everything.
Yeah.
Because like we all get distracted by things like you could be thinking about like when you're going to bed or like what you're gonna like a test you have or like we all think about a bunch of things at the same time. Like it's just what people do. But when you can lock in like that, it is just the most beautiful way to you connect with nature and you can connect with God. And it's just very beautiful.
I'll do that tomorrow, actually.
Do it,
I'll
bro.
definitely do that. And everyone watching this should do that.
Lake walks, save your life.
Lake walks. If you have any advice or like a piece of 2-sentence thing you want to tell maybe anybody who's watching this may be future dogs or anyone on the internet who was willing to hear some word of wisdom from people here at South Bend.
Yeah. I guess just given the things that we've talked about, it's that damn phone. It's that dang phone. Like, put your phone away for like a day and look around you. And you'll see that everybody's always on their phone or like distracted. Yeah. And use that as, it seems kind of negative, but when you see like how the world behaves, you'll realize how like easy it is to find that inner peace. Because really it just kind of involves taking distractions away. Yeah. And when you can like find peace, find music, find some sort of meditation or prayer, you will enjoy life a lot. Like I'm very happy.
All right. Thank you so much.
I'll leave it at
James.
that. That was like 5 sentences, but.
Yeah. Thank you so much, James.
Of course.
And now, bye everyone.
Adios.
Round of another applause for James Walsh from Alumni Hall. And thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.